Hey, so today I thought we could go over this spreadsheet that I put together, going over different weapon types in Sons of the Forest, breaking down their damage and different data analysis of all that. And then I thought we could do some fun tier lists and rank them and see what comes out of this. If I missed anything or you guys have anything else to add, feel free to comment and I'll pin something or keep an updated comment if there's anything super important. So first off, we'll go through the spreadsheet and go through the different numbers, different factors that go into these things. And then I'll go over kind of how the data was gathered and tracked and all that. And then we'll get into each weapon and go through and then we'll get into the tier list stuff. If you don't care about any of that, you can skip straight to any point if you just care about the tier list or just want to look at the sheet. I mean, most of the information is pretty much here. If you just care about that, you can kind of just look at this and get what you need. But if you want to stick around and hear more of the insights, then yeah, we'll go through that. So as far as the different factors go, the main ones are going to be enemy type, strength, and gold-plated are just some different things that can change your damage. First up being enemy. There's a few different multipliers that each of the enemies have. The main ones being that cannibals are more susceptible to guns and headshots, and as you can see, the other mutant type enemies are a lot less affected by firearms and more affected by melee. So that's one of the main things that enemy types have. So if you see some of these, for cannibal, the guns are going to be a lot higher. If we switch to the mutant enemies, you can see that the guns drop. And some of them don't have a headshot multiplier, as you can see, so that's not included in some of these. Player strength. Player strength affects melee damage and player health. Player health doesn't really factor into this, but melee damage will affect all of the melee weapons. As you can see here, it's a linear scalar starting at 1x for 1 strength and then goes up to 2x for 100 strength. And it's, like I said, a linear scalar between those. And then you can see the health values here if you care about that as well. So yeah, that's going to affect the melee damage. I have it set at a baseline at 25 right now, just to get what I thought was a fair assessment. Then gold-plated, if you don't know, gold plating is something introduced later in the game, and you can apply to your weapons, and it will give a 1.5x, I believe, multiplier to all the values. So this is the baseline we're going with right now. Other than that, it's just the weapons themselves, so we can go through those now. First, let's go over kind of how I tracked the data and how I came to these numbers and all that. So using console commands, you can kind of create a controlled environment and test some of these stuff and look at the numbers of the enemy health and go through the different attacks, calculate the health missing and all that. And then for the DPS values, I go through and I calculate the time it takes for the attack animation to finish. And then for weapons with reloads, we calculate in reload time and then plot that over damage over time for the DPS values and stuff like I have 1 mag values and I have sustained values. I have sustained values for everything and then 1 mags for things that have reloads. So a 1 mag DPS would be emptying an entire mag, and this wouldn't include any reloads, whereas sustained will include the reload time, and just this would be the average if you were to dump your mag, reload, and keep going. And then for weapons without reloads, it would just be attacking over time. We have body DPS and headshot for any weapons that can do that. And then there's some other interesting things over here that might be useful, just like if it requires ammo, if it requires batteries, if it has a block stat at all. And then these are just the base damage values of like 1 hit before it gets multiplied and plotted over all this. And then heavy attacks, if the weapon has that ability, that's here. And then ground heavies, similar. And some additional notes about like stunning for the stun weapons, and the cross is a very niche special weapon that doesn't really behave the same. And then just about the buckshot has pellets, and these values are calculated as if all the pellets hit, but obviously that can change in different environments and whatever. So yeah, so I guess we can kind of just go through each weapon and give just a brief run through. Mostly I'll be looking at the body sustained DPS because this is the one that I think is the most fair to look at. The utility knife, same damage as the tactical axe, and I think the tactical axe is just better overall, and you can use it for more stuff, so I don't know why you'd ever use it than the knife. Spear is, you get a little bit further melee range on it, so that's why that's useful, I think, and you can throw it as well, so it has its niche case, but overall it's less damage than the axe. Torch is kind of whatever damage, but it has the ability of, you know, providing light in the dark, and it also has dot damage, which can be helpful to hit things and then run away. But you can only smack it once, and then I think it lasts for 5 seconds. It does 8 damage per second. So, and then we get into the bows. Obviously, as you get the better bows, it progresses. Or sorry, as you get the better arrows, it progresses. These are the different arrows. Pretty decent damage, pretty decent DPS, and it has the ability to be ranged. Obviously, it requires ammo. Let me take these because yeah, that makes sense. So you have to, you know, make the arrows and everything. But damage is good. It has headshot multiplier, obviously, which is pretty good. The club, a little bit higher damage, so if you don't mind, you know, making that, it's pretty good. Once you get the modern axe, though, modern axe is great, and then the fighter axe is even better. So yeah, now I'll have same attack times. You can see here, same animation basically. Chainsaw, kind of a meme weapon, requires batteries. It's super fun, but not crazy damage. And yeah, any of the battery weapons are kind of not my favorite, but you know, it's pretty fun. So if that's your style, go for it. Machete, it's pretty good. Not as good as the later axes, but again, if it's something you're into, you can go for it. But as you can see, the damage isn't great. Slingshot, also just kind of a meme weapon, really. Any of the bows really are going to be better. But the ammo is rocks, so it's pretty easy to pick up rocks and get ammo for this. So if you enjoy it. Stun baton is pretty nice utility for stunning. Stuns for 8 seconds. Again, requires batteries though, so I don't use it a lot, but you know, especially if you're playing like in a team scenario, it can be pretty useful. Same for stun gun, requires batteries and just applies the stun. It's a much longer stun, so if that's something you find useful, go for it. But again, pretty niche. Cross, again, it's obviously good at what it does. It's great for staggering the demons, but other than that, you know, it's useful for one thing and nothing replaces it, and you know, it's not better than it. So, you know, it's good at what it does. Then we get to the compound bow, which is obviously better than the crafted bow, not by a ton, surprisingly, but obviously better. It does more damage, especially like if we just look at the raw damage numbers. It is a slower draw time though and reload time, so that's why it's not a ton higher, but damage per arrow is definitely better, as you can see, a bit over 10%. And then we get into the crossbow. Crossbow is interesting. It does extremely high damage per shot. As you can see here, 200 damage per shot, which is very high, only passed by the shotgun and the rifle, or I guess same as the rifle, and then shotgun beats it out by a little bit. But again, it requires ammo, and the reload time is very long, 5 seconds, and just fires the one bolt. So you know, you fire one bolt and then reload for 5 seconds. So it's very good, especially if you land a headshot on one shot, but then you're stuck reloading. So the sustained, as you can see, the 1 mag DPS is obviously insane, and then but as you reload, it drops very far. So if it's something you like using, if you want to fire a shot off and then swap to something else, it's good. But yeah, that reload time is very punishing, and again, requires ammo. So pistol is very good, especially for how early on you can get it in the game. Again, requires ammo though, which you know is not an infinite thing. So, but very good at what it does. Again, as we went over before, the multipliers for firearms are stronger against cannibals than mutants. So, 123 DPS, very decent for how early you get it, and yeah, it's a solid weapon. Revolver, surprisingly less DPS, mostly because of the time it takes to fire and reload. Pistol's definitely quicker, so pistol edges it out for the sustained damage. It is a little bit higher per bullet, obviously, quite higher per bullet, but lower mag size, half mag size, and longer reload. So, shotgun, huge damage. Buckshot, if you land all your shots, huge damage. Very good. Again, requires ammo, but if you have the ammo, very good for the beefier targets. Highly recommend the shotgun. Again, slug is not as high damage as a buckshot, but it has a little bit more range. You don't need to land all the pellets, and has similar fire and has the exact same fire and reload times. less damage, but yeah, a different niche, I guess. Rifle, again, different niche, very long range. Decent at what it does. Damage is not insane. But yeah, good range on this, great range. Requires ammo, again. But yeah, it's the rifle. Katana. Katana is absolutely insane. If you've used it, you know. It's extremely high damage, very fast, and especially against the mutants, who are less susceptible to guns. This is just by far the best weapon. Absolutely insane. Sustained damage, only surpassed by, you know, some of the firearms, but Katana requires no ammo, obviously. Very fast, huge damage. Maybe some spoilers, but this is definitely going to be pretty much the top of the tier list. Maybe I'm biased, maybe people have different opinions, but yeah, Katana's insane. And then we have some meme weapons, I guess, some things you're actually not going to really use. Just some things I thought would be fun to put on here. Guitar, putter, pickaxe, pretty low damage, as you might expect. These are not weapons that you want to be using, but they can do damage. So there you go. That's them. So yeah, that is the breakdown of the sheet. Again, here's the cannibal numbers, and then here's some mutant numbers. If you know. So yeah, that's that. Hopefully I didn't miss anything, but after this, let's go on to the tier list. All right, so for the tier list, I'm gonna keep this up here too, just so I can reference it. I'm doing this live. I have no idea where I'm gonna rate everything, and I might make some changes after I'm done. Sue me, whatever. Yeah, this is gonna be a little personal bias, but also based off the numbers. If you just care about the numbers, this is it. If you care about my personal opinion, no, that's gonna be some of this. And yeah, if you guys have different opinions, let me know in the comments. So starting off, utility knife, first thing you get in the game, pretty much. It's not great. Same as the axe, but I think the axe is just more useful overall. Initially, I think D tier seems fair. It's not bad, but there's no way. I would never use this over the axe. So yeah, that being said, I think we go axe next. I think you get this at the very start of the game. It's very good. Does everything you need. You use this for a long time until you get the upgrades, and then we'll do spear next. I'm just gonna go down this list here because it makes the most sense to me. Spear, damage isn't high, but it's very good at ranged. You know, you want to do damage, but you also want to live. So, given that it can attack from a little bit more range, I think it's very useful. I think that's going to put it into A for me. Again, you get this at the start of the game. Basically, you can craft this, and it's very good at what it does. Then moving on to torch. Torch is, I mean, something you're going to use for the whole game, right? You need the light and all that. But as far as a weapon, I might just stick it in B. Damage isn't great. I really like it at the start of the game, especially if you're fighting at night. You can just light something on fire, especially if you're fighting with a group. I love one person having a torch and just smack something, light it on fire. It does damage over time, provides light to the area. So it's pretty good for that. I'm going with B for now. We'll see. Maybe I'll move it up. Maybe I'll move axe down. I don't know yet. Next, bow. Again, this gets upgraded. You get the compound bow, which is just overall better. And requires arrows. Maybe I'm biased. I don't use the bow too much. I don't know, maybe B, maybe bottom of B seems right. I don't know, maybe I'll move it down, but I'm gonna stick it there for now. Crafted club, I never used the crafted club. Maybe I'm wrong for that. It is higher sustained damage than the axe, but I don't know. I kind of don't carrying around, you know, too many things. Like, I just like to keep my axe and use that for pretty much everything. It's decent damage, but I don't know. This is probably just personal preference, but I'm gonna put it in C. I just never use this thing. And also, I don't know. The look of it doesn't seem like it would be better than the axe, you know what I mean? Like, how is this doing more damage than that, right? I don't know. That's just me though. Modern axe, I mean, it's gonna be better than, it's just an upright upgrade to the tactical axe. It is slower attack speed, but yeah, overall more sustained damage. So I think that's gonna put it probably an A for me. And then firefighter axe, again, just literally an upgrade. It's not that much better. I don't know, I guess almost 20% more damage. It's definitely better though, so maybe we'll stick here. Maybe we'll move these two down one. I mean, the reason I like ranking this one so high is because you get it at the start of the game, right? I don't know, maybe this one can go in B. I don't know. We'll leave that for now and we'll see what we feel later on. Chainsaw's fun, but it just eats through batteries so quick, and it's just not a sustainable thing. I like something where I don't have to like worry about having to sustain it, you know. It's not going to be a main weapon. It's going to be for fun. You can use it for chopping down trees, which is nice. I mean, you can use the other axes for chopping down trees, but this is very efficient at chopping down trees. But again, it requires batteries. I don't really like any of the things that require batteries. Probably put it in C for me. You know, it's good, but you know, yeah, not my favorite. It's fun though. Machete. Let's see, decent damage, a little bit better than the starter axes, not better than the other axes, and again, you can't use it for, or I guess it's not good at chopping down trees, so I like things that I can, you know, use for multiple things. Very, very high attack time, very high, only rivaled by, actually, nothing really attacks faster than the machete, if we're talking about melee weapons, so it's very fast, so if you like, you know, the quick action, it might be for you. Not for me though, I prefer the axes. I like it better than the club, even though, actually, let's see, where's the club? Club is 38, so this is, according to my numbers, it is slightly less damage than the club. I do like the faster attacking though, and I think it looks cooler, so. I like it slightly more than the club, but again, I'm not using it over the axes, but maybe that's just me. Slingshot, again, I never use this thing. It just, the damage is not there. It's easy to find ammo for. It's ranged, which is nice, but I'm not using it over the bow. That's going to go in C tier for me, probably, maybe even D tier, honestly. It's not great. I'm going to stick in D tier for now. It'll be above the knife. The knife is just never in my mind at all, so it's going to go above the knife. Stun baton. I think, again, I'm going to put it in C tier. It requires batteries like the chainsaw. It's good at what it does. I like it better than the chainsaw because it actually, you know, applies the stun. So yeah, that's going to go there for me. Maybe I'll move it up, but for now, that's going there. Stun gun. Again, I don't use this. I don't think I would use this over the stun baton because the stun baton at least does some damage also. I think I prefer this. So I think I'm going to put this in D as well. Cross, I mean, I feel like Cross is just S tier because it does what it does and nothing else can do it. So I think it's just S tier because it's the only one in its category really. So that's going there, but it's really in just a category of its own because it's just its own niche. Compound bow, it's gonna be A tier. Maybe bottom of A tier. It might even be B tier. I might put it in B tier slightly, just above the other bow. Because, I mean, I'm also ranking this on, like, when you get it in the game, too. Because you get this pretty late in the game, so this is going to carry you for a while. So it's kind of just a straight upgrade. But I think it gets a point down because of how much later you get it in the game. You really don't, you know. It's not going to carry you for a while. So I think I'm going to put it in B. Just because it's not a high carry for me. And you don't get it till later, so. It's not an insane upgrade, really, either, for how long you have to wait to get it. All right, crossbow. This is a tough one, because it is a lot of damage, but that reload time, man, it's just not a sustainable weapon. You can fire it and forget it, but I would rather, just for me, I'll stick with one weapon that I don't have to reload. I would rather just go in swinging, you know. Oh, let's see. Maybe B tier as well. Put it with the other bows. I don't know, I'm not using it over the other bows. It's fun. It's more like a one-shot sniper type deal. I'll leave it there and see how I'm feeling later. Pistol's awesome. I probably like the shotgun a little bit more, but as far as the firearms go, this is great. Again, you can get it very early. Ammo's not too hard to come by, but again, it does require ammo, so it's not going to be S tier. It's very good. Tried and true, the old reliable. Revolver, you get it later in the game with the pistol, and I really just prefer the pistol. It looks sick as hell. It's pretty chunky, but yeah, I just like the pistol better. I think that's gonna put it into B tier for me. Still very good DPS. And then shotgun is insane damage, absolutely shreds. I think this is going to be our first real S tier weapon. Yeah, just absolutely destroys like most shotguns. Kind of mid range. I think that's totally fine. I don't mind any of that. Yeah, I don't know more there's to say. A lot of damage. Next, rifle. Not my cup of tea. Good range, but I don't think that's necessary most of the time. I'd rather, honestly, mostly use a bow just because the ammo is a little bit easier on those. I don't find myself using it a lot. Katana, like I said, when we were going through each one individually, Katana's easy S tier, best weapon in the game, in my opinion. Absolutely destroys, when you get it, destroys anything. But especially the mutants. And if you can get close just for a couple seconds, it's going to absolutely dominate. Easy S tier for me. And then yeah, again, like I said, we have our meme weapons. These are gonna go pretty low. I guess we could put these in some sort of order. That's probably how I'd do it. I guess they also have shovel on this tier list. That's gonna probably go down there too. I don't think I tracked shovel, but whatever. There's no way that's gonna be worth a damn. And then explosives, I mean, they're just gonna be, again, they're similar to the cross where they just have their own thing. I think they're all gonna be S tier probably. These are all really good. Maybe you can move them down. I don't have anything in F, but I don't know. Maybe I could move these down, but I think this is pretty fair. I don't know. I think I feel pretty good about this. I kind of like the bows maybe more than I rank them, but I don't know. I kind of feel like the bows might deserve A, because I definitely do like these more than the guns. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it like this. You guys let me know in the comments if this deserves to be broken up into 2 tiers. Maybe this should be its own. Maybe this should be B and this should be C and so on. But I'm gonna leave this here. I kind of tried to order them too, like within the tiers. But yeah, this is just a quick little tier list, just for fun. You guys have all the data here. This is the main reason I wanted to make this. This is more just for funs. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. I spent a lot of time on this, and hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something. Yeah, let me know your guys' favorite weapons. Feel free to correct me on anything or fight for your own or whatever. Go at each other in the comments. I don't care. But yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good one.